Wait, our next performer had just come back from a world tour. He has won tons of Grammys, and his name is Bill. Dyszel.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you. So tonight is the singing psychodrama experience. So this is the special time of the year. It's Christmas time, and gotta untie this. There we go. And I like to think New York is a very special place to have Christmas because we have the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. We have Santa Claus and the skating rink, everything. But and one thing we have more than anybody else has at Christmas is tourists, right? The place is just lousy with tourists. They're everywhere you go. And for some reason, they all need to congregate in Times Square all at once. Probably because we're not there, so they got to fill the place up, and heaven knows they do. And when you put a bunch of tourists in one place, it's sort of like, feeding pigeons attracts rats. So in Times Square, what they happened to have attracted was a whole bunch of costumed characters bugging you for money. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean. And so I decided this is a good opportunity, being the Christmas season, to put together a list of these costume characters and set them to a familiar tune that you all know, and I'm inviting you to join me. I also have a visual aid so you can learn the lyrics to what is otherwise the 12 Days of Christmas. So it goes like this. On the first block of Times Square, guess who came up to me? The Statue of Liberty. On the second block of Times Square, guess who came up to me? 2 Spider-Men and the Statue of Liberty. On the third block of Times Square, guess who came up to me? 3 Marios, 2 Spider-Men, and the Statue of Liberty. On the fourth block of Times Square, guess who came up to me? 4 Mickey Mice, 3 Marios, 2 Spider-Men, and the Statue of Liberty. On the fifth block of Times Square, guess who came up to me? 5 aliens. 4 Mickey Mice, 3 Marios, 2 Spider-Men, and the Statue of Liberty. On the sixth block of Times Square, guess who came up to me? 6 bleeding zombies, 5 aliens. 4 Mickey Mice, 3 Marios, 2 Spider-Men, and the Statue of Liberty. Okay, now, we know that this song gets to be like the Christmas version of Chinese water torture because it goes on forever and ever and ever. So we're going to cut all the way to the end from number 12 and go back. Are you ready? On the 12th block of Times Square, guess who came up to me? 12 naked cowboys, 11 superheroes, 10 begging beggars, 9 Michael Jacksons, 8 dirty Elmos, 7 cookie monsters, 6 bleeding zombies, 5 aliens. 4 Mickey Mice, 3 Marios, 2 Spider-Men, and the Statue of Liberty. Merry ho, ho, ho! So, after all that, so maybe we'll just take a minute and do something normal after that to cleanse the palates. What do you say? Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. As you might have guessed, I've never sung before. No, I've done this 21 times now. Wasn't even counting till lately. In a previous life, I sang at the New York City Opera for 14 years. That was my job for a long time. But I got out of the opera racket just in time because the City Opera doesn't exist anymore. I went on to become an author, so I've written a bunch of those dummies books for computers. Does anybody know any dummies? So pass the word. Microsoft Outlook for Dummies is one of my regular titles. So, and I managed to ruin the book business too, because you've noticed there are no more bookstores anymore. So it's a talent. What can I say? I currently make my living working as a marketing writer for a software company called Infor. So, which we're working on it. So, but it is a great pleasure to be here. I always enjoy being at the singing experience because, obviously, as you know, you are the best audience in New York, right? You already know that. Of course. I mean, it goes without saying. And also because of the amazing caliber of talent we have in this show. Now, nobody mentioned this, but I think it's worth mentioning that every single person on the stage tonight is a fully qualified international expert in sign language for the deaf. Just thought I'd mention that. As all of you are, too. I know that. So